Hey everyone, Mr. Skelton here, back at it for, this is lesson 7 of Unit 3. This is the last and final lesson of Unit 3, so that's good news. We'll be testing shortly here, but we're going to do some constructions today. So last time we did this was back in Unit 1, so you're going to need the old trusty Comtractor again, so hopefully you can find that. Just 3 constructions today, so we'll jump right to it. The first one is to construct the line to the given line through the given point. You're going to see that these constructions, this first one is probably maybe the most challenging of the 3, so we'll get started. Step 1 is what you want to do is anywhere on the line, it can be anywhere, this line right here, you want to start, and you want to go right through the middle of the point, and you're just going to make an angle, okay? So something that looks like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a construction that you made back in Unit 1, which is an angle, and we're going to do it twice. So what we want to do is we want to put, I'll call this point A, okay? Call that point A. You're going to put your brass circle on point A, and you're going to pick a point. I'm going to pick 40, something below the black dot. So I'm going to pick 40, and I'm going to make a big swoop through both. And I'm going to repeat that swoop, okay, on my black dot. So I go to the black dot, I go up to 40 again, and I make that swoop, okay? And then what I'm going to do is, I just barely made this long enough, but that's okay. I'm going to call that point B, so you'll hear me refer to point B here in a second. But what I want to do is I want to measure this distance from here to here. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to call this point C. So I'm going to put my Comtractor on point C, the brass circle on point C, and I'm going to measure this distance. So that arc, you just move your Comtractor until you see a dot. So like I see this dot right here is over that intersection point. So that's 2 under 39, and I'm going to make a little swoop there. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that same process. Put my brass circle now on point B, and I'm going to go 2 spots underneath 39 again, which is right here. Make my swoop, and you can see that this dot and that intersection point should line up. So you just take your Comtractor, flip my paper around here, sorry if I make you dizzy, and line it up and run it through. And there's your parallel line that is parallel to the original through the point, okay? You may need to rewatch that, 1 or 2 times when you start to do them in class, and that's totally fine. So let's jump down to the second one. The second one says to construct the line perpendicular to the given line through the given point, okay? And so what we want to do is we want to start by putting the brass circle right on the dot or the point. And I'm going to pick 40 again, and what you want to do is just make the intersection point there and then swing it over so it intersects here as well. Okay, so you kind of have that figure. And then you can go below, but I'm going to stay above here. I'm going to go to this intersection point here. I'll call it A. I'll call that B. So at intersection A, you can pick any point that's kind of, I'm using 40, so I'll just stay with 40. I'll use 40 right there, and then I'm going to flip around and put my brass dot on B and pick 40 again, and it should intersect right up here. And now you have your dot and your intersection point lining up right through the middle, and there is a perpendicular line through that point. All right? Again, you may need to rewatch that one. That's okay. You can always rewind. The last one that we have is almost identical to the one we just did. It says to construct the line perpendicular to the given line through the given point. So it's the same exact situation. The point now is just on the line. So what I do is, or what you're going to do is almost the same exact thing. I'm just going to pick, I'll pick 40 since that's a common number that I've been using. So there's 40 there. I'm going to swing it right around, keeping the brass circle on the point. Swing it all the way over and find 40 again and make that spot. Now, last time we went above. On this one, when the point is on the line, you have to do it twice. So you got to make an intersection point up top, and then you got to swing down and make an intersection point on the bottom, just to be sure. So I'm going to call this point A. This will be intersection point B. So I'm brass circle on A, and I'm going to pick something a little bit further than the middle of the circle, right? 40 is almost right on it, so I'm going to pick something a little bit bigger than 40. I'll go with 50. Actually, I'll go 60 just to be careful. So I'm going to swoop 60 there, swing it around. Now I'm going to do 60 again. Okay? And then just to be sure, we could probably draw from there, but just to, this is an added part, I'm going to do 60 down here. And then go back over to B again, brass circle on B, and then make 60 again, just to line up all three parts. So you have that intersection point with the 60 there and there. Take your straight edge, line them all up. It's not going to be perfect, but hopefully it's close. There you go. Okay? So again, you may need to hit pause and rewind and watch me do it maybe a couple times before you get the hang of it, but we'll practice these in class you know, when you get here tomorrow. So if you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully you have your contractor. If you don't, if you lost it, it's $1. So you can pay up when you get to class if you need an extra one. All right. See you.